So anytime you come across one of these boots like this, or you know, a pod vent or turtle vent, whatever you want to call it, and you cannot see this lower flange, odds are this is done improperly. And you can see some dry rotting and cracking, and the tar around it tells me that this is done improperly. Is this the cause of the leak? I'm only speculating, but I know for a fact that if left this way, it will leak at some point. And the other one over there is done the exact same way. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear this apart and remove this, and I'll show you how to do this properly, because I see this done a lot, and it's done improperly. And so this is a common roof leak and a common mistake that I see made on roofs on a very, very regular basis. So let's get into tearing off these shingles and figuring out what's going on here. So the best way I know how to remove shingles and get into tight spots like this is just a regular Wonder bar. This is a flat bar, and we're going to start gently, try to loosen these. Now hopefully, with this being up tight to the ridge like this, hopefully we don't have to pull any ridge. I don't think we will, but we're just going to go kind of nail by nail here and start removing them. Now this is super common. I see this all the time. And I don't know, I think a lot of it is homeowners, but you don't typically see roofers make this mistake, although I know they're out there. But it is very common. It's also very common to see the tops of these get all dry rotted too. We got our first shingle. I always like to start at the top and work my way down. It is definitely windy. My stuff's blowing all over the place. And I probably shouldn't be recording on a windy day like this, but it's been raining and snowing and windy and crappy, and I just got to get stuff done. So you can see here exactly what we figured. The bottom of this flange is going underneath this course of shingles, and this should have at the very least gone over this course of shingles, maybe another course. But we're going to rip this course off here, and we should be pretty well set to pull the boot. So hopefully you guys aren't getting blown out by the wind. Now you can really see where that water was getting in. You can see the signs where water is getting in and going right underneath here. You can see it's even wet right in here. We're very lucky though that it is not rotted. We've caught it quick enough that this one is not rotted, the wood. If the wood is rotted, then you're gonna have an extra step here. But in this case, I think we're good. So what we're going to do now, we don't need to take off any more shingles. We need to pull this boot out and try not to damage anything up here, because if we have to pull that ridge off, it's going to make this job a lot more difficult. So that's what we're going to do now, is get this boot off of here. All right, well, we got that off, and I'll show you when we put it back together, but I think you guys will get the idea. Water flow says that whatever you're running here, the next thing needs to go over top and over top and over top and over top. So with that going underneath, you actually have reverse water flow, which water is going to get in there and it's going to have no choice but to go behind here. Luckily, someone did tar it, and that probably kept the majority of the water out so that the wood did not rot. But in most cases that I see this, it's rotten and it has to get replaced. So I am going to shut the camera off here for a minute. I'm gonna get the other one in the same, do the same thing to that other one over there, and then I'll come back up with my new boots and shingles, and I will get back with you guys here in a minute. All right, well, as figured, this was the same. You can see where the water was going down behind these shingles, but we're solid, which is good. So we don't have to replace wood. Most cases, if these are left like this for too long, you will definitely have to replace wood. But I'm happy that we don't have to, and if we were to get maybe a little bit of dry rot in there, probably something that we would fix. This is a good customer of mine, so you know, this roof is only going to last maybe, I don't know, 10 more years. Tabs are starting to come up, and you know, there's other issues. So this roof, we're just trying to limp it through for maybe 10 years, and then it'll get fully replaced. Like the garage got replaced a couple of years back, and so we're just trying to get it through, make sure it doesn't leak, and get it another 10 years of life out of it. So what we're going to do now is, here is our pipe boot, and these are kind of a universal. You'll see some of these pipes. This one's about a 4-inch, that one over there is about a 5-inch, and you'll see them 3-inch, 2-inch, 1-inch. The idea is all the same, and if you have different size pipes, you're going to want to get different size boots. This one is good from like 3 to maybe 5 inches. Then they have other ones that are good from 1, 2, and 3 inch. But this one is correct for the application that we are using today. So first things first, we're going to have to nail this shingle back down. A couple of these nails popped out. We're going to put one course on underneath, and then this is going to go on over the top. So let's get to that right now, and hit the thumbs up if you guys like these videos. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll keep making more. I really like making them, and this is what I do pretty much on a daily basis. So it's not hard for me to film. This is something that I'm already doing, and if I can educate and teach you guys and help you guys maybe replace or repair a roof leak on your house, that's what I'm doing it for. You may notice that I'm using like an estate gray 3-tab instead of, these were almost certainly onyx black. Use whatever color you prefer. When we're nailing 3-tabs, we're always nailing right above the center of the tabs. And we're going to nail in the tar line above these, and then on the ends. I'm just using a hook blade to cut. covering this tar line with this, and this is your flashing. You can also see here that they have spots to cut for different size pipes. And we're going to want to cut this because this is a 4-inch. So we're going to want to cut it like this. Line right here, and that's what we want. If it's close to that reveal line, then we want to run another course underneath. We also want to make sure that there isn't a seam right here. Depending on how it lands, it can actually leak in this seam right here. Now we're just going to nail this. I'm going to nail here. Here's one spot you got to be careful. You cannot nail right in here, so you either need to nail back over here or over here, and you don't want to nail too close to this edge. So I'm actually going to nail it right here. And that way I'm far enough from this, I guess the keyway, that's what you call it on a 3-tab. And then we got to make sure that we're nailing the shingles that we removed nails from. There's that. There, and then we just real carefully kind of cut around till we get it where we like it. Obviously it's over the top right now, but that way I don't have to fish it in and out. We want to make sure everything lines up, is cut right, and now we'll slip it in. And you can see where I placed that nail. I don't know. See how that's covering, and we wouldn't want to put it over anywhere near here. So that nail ended up being about right there, which is about as good as we can do in this situation. Everything seems lined up good. Now we just got to nail it. Now in theory there should be a nail up here, but I'm not going to put a nail right there because it's going to be right through our flashing right at the top, so we're just going to avoid that nail altogether. Now we're going to add the nails in the course above it where we had to pull these out. Well, there you have it. Let's kind of go over what we did here. As the sun comes out, it feels really nice. So before, and like I said, and I've said this many times in my videos, if you can't see this, it's probably done wrong. You are supposed to be able to see this. Now, you could call it an eyesore or whatever that this is seen, but this is the proper way to do it. And it's all based on water flow. So what we did is we carefully peeled off as few of shingles as we possibly could, got this out, then we added this course of shingles, which was over the top of this before, and this goes underneath, and then everything else goes over the top. There's no caulking required, and I've said this in other videos. This is just another form of flashing. And when you use flashing properly, there's no need for tar, okay? You don't need tar around here because when water hits here, it's going to run down this side and come out onto this course of shingles right here. It's going to run out and onto this course and then down the roof as normal. Now sometimes up here you'll get a little dry rot or crack or something like that. And if you really want to, just to be careful, you can caulk that. But in theory, this should never leak. And that's pretty much it. Now, the one thing that we have to do yet is we're going to take some roofing cement or tar or some sort of sealant, and we need to seal down all these tabs that we loosened up. Some of them will seal to the new tar line on the new shingles, some of them will not. Like here's a new part of the shingle, but we don't have a new tar line under here. So we're going to want to seal these down just to make sure that these don't blow off. Now I'm going to get to that one over there. We got rain coming, and I got to get this chimney flashing on, and I got to get that other boot done. So that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope I was able to help you out. And subscribe for more. Hit the thumbs up if I did educate and help you here. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.